good. How are you?
I am great. And I feel like this is Emily talking with you this morning. So we'll get into more as the conversation progresses. So
I love this. I love it. And before we hit record, I forgot to say, and I
oh
I'm a lover of bloopers. So if for some reason there's
nice.
some sort of interference or
That's amazing.
before we hit, you're like there were some technical difficulties. I'm like, ah, we just
Yeah, that's awesome. Love it.
love it, right? Because there's no, I mean,
Yes.
my kids can pop in at any time, all the things, right?
Yeah. Perfect.
So good. So I'm so excited. Thank you guys for pressing play and watching this week's Mindset Motivation. Only 2 words, a mantra, a story. And I can't wait for you to meet this week's guest. If you want to take it away and introduce yourself, that would be great.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us. My name is Shari Rowe. I'm a country artist. I am from Arizona, go back and forth to Nashville a lot to record and write, have a great community there. But my home is in the Southwest. So I'm excited to join you today.
Yay. Thank you so much. And so you do a lot of travel then, it sounds like, still, even through the COVID and everything.
No, actually, yeah, COVID has definitely put a stop to most of that, which is, it's been an interesting journey of just trying to, figure out what the plan is, in spite of the plans we thought we had at the beginning of the year. So things have changed quite a bit. Under normal circumstances, we would be all over the place, all over the country. We've done some international touring as well. And so, yeah, kind of been hunkered down for a while, like most of us.
I'm sure, absolutely. And keeping it as safe as possible, of course.
Yeah.
How long have you been, a country music singer for?
I grew up in a family where we were always either singing or, performing skits. Like there were always family talent shows, big loud family. I actually sang with my sister and sister-in-law and toured for a while in a contemporary Christian group before I was a country artist. But raised on country music and really, are we good? I had a little technical blip there. Okay.
No, that's fine. It could have been someone calling because that happens to me too.
Yeah, I have it on Do Not Disturb, but we'll see. It's all right.
Beautiful.
It's all right. We'll go with the flow.
It's a beautiful picture of you. So
well,
rock on with it.
Anyway, so I was raised on country music though, and being from the Southwest, it was kind of always in the background, sort of like a soundtrack. My dad listened to classic country music, so we'd take drives when I was little, and I remember the windows being down and hearing, Johnny Cash and Patsy Cline and all of those, the really classic country artists from way back. So I was raised on it. So after the little stint of the contemporary Christian recordings and touring, landing in country music was kind of a natural thing for me. But I think I released my first country project around 2012. So
that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not an easy industry to be in, but I'm sure it's incredibly fun and rewarding from a creative aspect too, because you get to pour from your heart. And I love the writing.
Yes.
I would think, yeah, that's awesome. So I cannot wait for you to share what your 2-word story is. So I'm going to take us right into that. If you want to share, what's your 2-word story?
So it is awesome. I didn't know that you kind of did some deep breathing before you start the program. And I think just inhaling and exhaling is so important. But I had so many things. I started to tell you before we hit record, but I thought I'd kind of save the process and share it with everybody. Being a songwriter, being empathic, just being kind of the way God made me, words and moments they carry so much weight with me. And with everything that's gone on recently in the world and in my own life, just kind of some chaos, and I broke my wrist, and some things that have never happened in my life before. This year is just interesting. It's hard for all of us. But there have been some personal things that have been different for me this year. And so when you asked about the 2-word story initially, I had so many different 2-word phrases going through my mind, but the one that kept coming up, and I kept questioning it because it was so obvious and simple, And I was like, well, that's why. That's what it is. And it's deep breath.
Ah, oh my gosh,
Deep
it's
breath.
synchronicity with the breathing.
Oh,
And
yes.
beautiful.
Deep breath. And I just kept hearing, because so often, do you ever catch yourself sort of like holding everything, right?
A lot.
Yeah, me too. And so I have to be very intentional about breathing. And I was thinking about what that could mean in so many different aspects of my life. And so often when we're overwhelmed or something happens that is sudden, people around us will say, okay, just take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath. Or before you start a race or exert yourself, it's like you take a deep breath and you go for it with all you have, right?
Yep.
But the thing that resonates the most to me, my mom has always said, I'll talk to her on the phone. If life is overwhelming, if you're not sure what to do about something, if you're just too busy, she always says, you should go outside, put your face to the sun and breathe. And I still do that. Being outside, I would rather be outside than inside.
Me too.
And I think, right? Okay. So it's very therapeutic for me. But breath is life. Breath is energy, is a start. It's a chance to stop, take inventory, and not let the chaos of the moment dictate our feelings. So for me, more than ever, I've always needed that deep breath, but I would say, especially today, this week, deep breath is where I'm like recentering.
I love it's beyond important. It's so, and like you said, the simplicity of it is a lot of us move through our day holding our breath, and we don't breathing. You're taking shallow little breaths, but are you really because I'm also a yoga instructor, and I wasn't always thinking 10 years ago I would have never been like, oh, I'm going to be a yoga instructor.
Right.
I found that beauty in when you breathe a big breath in and you exhale out, you're literally taking toxic energy or stagnant energy out of your body. You're breathing in here and you're removing anything that could be feeling stuck or yucky inside of you.
Yes, absolutely.
So physically, like there's studies on how important breathing is for our bodies and for our mind. So I'm so happy you're sharing this. And one thing that came to my mind as you were sharing as well was it is important. So I wasn't always in this space and appreciation for meditation, for breath.
Yes.
I mean, even in my 20s, I know 20-year-olds that are so into all this stuff. And I'm like, I really wish I knew what you knew at that age. I really, so it was like, everyone's journey is different. It was motherhood that really challenged me and brought me to a space that I needed to tap into more self-care. But the important thing that the point I'm getting to is how many times someone say, take a deep breath. And then they're like, yeah. Okay, I'll take a deep breath. You have to connect when you take a deep breath. Look at the way the trees are blowing around you. See what's happening around you. Like really ground yourself. It's not just about breathing in and breathing out. It's about clearing the mind, grounding yourself. So attaching that to the deep breath.
Yes. Absolutely. We just got back from a wonderful trip. Every year, we try to go more than once a year, but we just got back from the White Mountains in Arizona.
Oh my gosh.
And it's my favorite place on earth. We've traveled all over the world, but this place, it's about 11,000 feet elevation. It's completely off grid. We take a satellite phone in case there's an emergency. And literally we bring amazing meals because food is such a moment. So we bring amazing meals. We bring the people closest to us. And exactly what you're talking about. I did so much of that just a couple weeks ago, sitting there listening to the aspens and the way the wind like makes the leaves rustle, and hearing the birds and really taking in the way the clouds are moving. And we got in the Black River, we got in the river, and we laid down on boulders and we were barefoot and we were just like, and in fact, one of the girls that was with us was like, I am just going to get as grounded as I possibly can. And she was picking wild basil and she was digging her hands in the dirt, picking wild green onions. And
Wow.
I can't even tell you what that does for my soul. So I hear you. It is about the breath, but it is about taking everything in.
It is. Right? It's so very grounding. And
Yeah.
so this mantra of deep breath is so powerful. And I see it being like your life mantra, because in two-word story, it's a self-care tool, right? It's in the toolkit for self-care. And we do all these things. You should be working. That walks, like meditation. The list should be extensive. We know this. But your two-word story, then think about even what a two-word story would be for the rest of 2020, and then go even further, bring it down to your season, because we're about to shift, one season, step into a new season, and it's different energy. It's so.
That's true. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So incorporate, these mantras, these two words, and ask those around you, and simply say, what is your two-word story? It's a moment of reflection for yourself. Deep breath is, I feel how calming that is for a mantra, and I absolutely love it. So I can't thank you enough for coming on to share it with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. It's been a really great way for me to refocus on my two-word story, and it's a good reminder.
Yeah, oh good. And the funny thing is I know you were saying how life has felt chaotic lately, and I'm feeling it. Everyone's feeling it. But I don't feel that. So I'm very, your energy shows a more calm, powerful, grounded energy, which tells me that you do walk the walk. Like you're doing the practices. The deep breath is fueling you, and all the things.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody.